Robinwood. From Nesslewood.
These fall referendum are a big deal. It's Moscow trying to get a grip of a narrative after weeks of defeat. There were rumours Putin might speak tonight. That hasn't happened. And we're now looking, possibly by Monday or Tuesday, these undemocratic rubber stamps being pushed through. It puts pressure on Ukraine on the front lines here to make advances to try and disrupt this process that Moscow's put in play. But we're looking at a week ahead now, not only of fiery rhetoric, but possible real changes and danger on the ground.
All right, Nick Payton Walls from Commodores, Ukraine. Thank you so much. President Biden is bound to bring up Russia's unprovoked war against Ukraine and the Ukrainian people when he addresses the United Nations General Assembly tomorrow. What is not clear is if the president will bring up another sensitive subject, China and Taiwan, even after a bold declaration on CBS 60 Minutes on Sunday. Take a listen.
Would U.S. forces defend the island? Yes, if in fact there was an unprecedented attack. So unlike Ukraine, to be clear, sir, U.S. forces, U.S. men and women, would defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion. Yes.
CNN's Caitlin Collins is in New York, where President Biden will speak tomorrow. Caitlin, the Taiwan line is just one comment the White House seems to be trying to clarify or clean up. Biden has now said publicly 3 times that the U.S. would come to Taiwan's defense. That's not official U.S. policy. And yet the White House is saying today there is no policy shift. So how do they explain this?
Well, Jake, it's supposed to be a policy of strategic ambiguity, but the president has been very clear on his stance on this, and he was explicitly so in that latest interview where he said, yes, U.S. men and women will come to Taiwan's defense in the event of a Chinese invasion. And right now the United States provides defensive weapons to Taiwan, but the policy is supposed to be intentionally vague, not explicitly laying out what they would do if China were to invade Taiwan, as some U.S. officials obviously have fear that they could do, and it has been highlighted by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But the president often, time and time again, has been asked this question and has gone there, has toed that line and said, yes, there would be U.S. military involvement should China do that. His aides are downplaying it, saying that it doesn't amount to a shift in the change from strategic ambiguity, and saying that this is really all just a hypothetical question.
When the President of the United States wants to announce a policy change, he will do so. He has not done so. He stands behind the historic U.S. policy towards Taiwan that has existed through Democratic and Republican administrations and has helped keep peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait for decades.
Now, Jake Sullivan there was saying that this is a hypothetical question, but we should note U.S. intelligence officials do believe that China is working to prepare to have the military capability to invade Taiwan, to take over Taiwan, should they decide to do so. So that's why all of this is so important.
And Caitlin, President Biden also raised some eyebrows when he said that the COVID pandemic is over. And if that's true, then the official state of emergency should end.
Kids would have a ball at one of them.
15 million Americans could lose Medicaid coverage, the pause in student loan repayments would end, and on and on. A whole bunch of policy ramifications. The White House was pressed about this today.
Yeah, it's more than just semantics when it's the president saying it. And the White House is saying that what the president is saying is correct, but it's complicated because what he is saying, in their words, is that it's just not the most disruptive part of the COVID-19 pandemic, where people are wearing masks, where you can't go to certain events, things of that nature. He's saying that part of the pandemic is over, according to the White House. But he was pretty clear in that interview. He said that COVID is still a problem, but he said the pandemic is over. And so it does matter when it comes to not just a general feeling. Maybe someone watching this feels the pandemic is over. But when it's the president's words, it does make a difference because there is still a public health emergency in place, Jake. That's what affects Medicaid, Medicare, student loans, so many of these other factors. That is something that the White House says is not going away. It's still in effect at least until October 13th. And this also could complicate the White House's efforts to try to push for that $22 billion in COVID-19 funding. Republicans were already skeptical of it, Jake, and now they may be more so.
All right, Caitlin Collins with President Biden in New York City. Thanks so much. As world leaders gather for the United Nations General Assembly, I'm going to have an exclusive U.S. interview with the French President, Emmanuel Macron. You can look for that right here on The Lead tomorrow, beginning at 4 p.m. Eastern. Coming up next, the surveillance video showing fake electors in an elections office in Georgia the same day that